Hey, what's up everybody? This is Royce from Pedal Metal and welcome to my channel. Today's going to be another non-diecast video. And what we're going to do here is figure out what's wrong with my vise. This is a 4-inch vise. There it is, the label. It's from Harbor Freight. I don't know, maybe I bought it about 10 years ago, I'd say, maybe more. So, but I know it looks kind of beat up, but I actually haven't used it very often, believe it or not. And this is out here in my garage, and all of a sudden, as I'm working on it, trying to use it, I've noticed about, I don't know, a few years ago that it started losing its clamping force. So I kind of just put up with it, and then yesterday, for whatever reason, I thought, well, it doesn't seem like it's doing anything now, which it's not. As you can see, it's not doing anything. So we're going to see how you can fix these. So what I did is I just yanked this out, and then that's pretty heavy, so you have to be careful not to drop it on your foot, like I don't have shoes on right now. And then unbolted this from my desk, and lo and behold, when I looked in there, I thought, well, this doesn't look right. And I thought that bump on the bottom was actually where the screw goes into, but it doesn't. I thought there was really no lip there to grab. So I got looking, trying to figure out what's the deal. And before I left for work this morning, I took one more look, and then in the back here, I found this pedestal, or I don't know what you want to call this receptacle part where the screw goes in. And then once I dismounted this from the bench, I found the original screw, or I apologize, bolt, and it only, like, 2 of the threads actually go up into that piece. So that's pretty crappy, because this is thread, that's pretty much garbage. This is threaded the whole way through. When you look at this, right there is where the bolt's supposed to go through. That's threaded the whole way through, and it's like, what, maybe ½ an inch or a little more than ½ an inch it should be screwing into. So I did find another bolt in my stash here. This, I think, went to a snowblower or something, and it is standard. It appears to, it's not, it's, I don't think they're not metric. It's just a ½ inch standard, and it's better than nothing for now. And then I did find, and right before I grabbed my camera, I found another bolt, and then there's this carriage bolt, and I think I'm going to attempt to use this. It might, I'm hoping it doesn't, I think I'm going to have to probably put some washers on it, because I think it might be just a hair too long, or I could just take a Dremel tool and cut it down, but I think I'll just throw some washers on the bottom of it. So let me try that, and we'll come back and see if this fixes it. Okay, I got that mounted in there, and you can see the threads from the bolt are sticking up out of that piece there. And I used two fat washers, which I think they're like IKEA or something. I don't know where they came from. They're very odd washers, but they're real thick ones I had in my stash. So that worked out to kind of pull it down, because I didn't want it going up too high there. But we're going to go ahead here and see if we can screw this piece back in. Hopefully it doesn't fall over there, the camera, but we'll see if we can get this put back in. Probably should have put a little bit of grease maybe on that screw. Maybe I will do that quick. We'll put a little bit of, and pull it back out. Feels like it is going to go in fine. Put a little bit of grease on it. This is just wheel bearing grease. Crap, it's laying around the garage. And let's put a little bit of that on it. think from what I was reading, a lot of Harbor Freight stuff, because I was looking into like their little arbor presses, and people said they're actually not, a lot of their stuff's not bad. It's just you got to take everything apart, really clean it up, get all the metal chips out of there, some of their stuff, and then re-grease everything. And some of their stuff is actually not that bad for the money. You just gotta kind of go over it, you know, because you get what you pay for, obviously. Let's try this here again. I was about ready to buy, I still want to buy a really good USA made vise sometime. And if you look on Craigslist, believe it or not, there's a lot of them on there that are really good, extremely expensive USA made vices for like $20 to $30 that people don't understand how to fix them, or they don't know, you know, they just think they get them at, you know, from they inherit the vices or whatever, and they don't want to deal with them. So last time I looked on there was a lot of really nice, good, expensive old Sears ones, and Wilton, and Rigid, and you know, these other brands that if you go to buy them today, they're super expensive to get a good USA made. Oh, I'm hoping this works out. I just have to bolt this down. But yeah, I think that's going to work out nicely, because I put up with it not really clamping for years. I just didn't really bother to look into why it wasn't really. I just figured it was a piece of crap, and I just kind of put up with it not clamping. Oh, that's going to be nice, actually having it clamp. And I did put a little bit of the red colored thread lock stuff on the threads of that bolt that I ran up through there, because I don't really want it to fall out. And I didn't put it super tight, because I think you want that to move a little bit with the screw. So at least that's how it looks like it's designed. It kind of floats, sort of. It seems like that's gonna work. All right, so hopefully this helps somebody out, somebody else. And so there we go. They're the cheap $30 Harbor Freight vise, 4-inch vise, is back to clamping. So be sure to subscribe if you want any other do-it-yourself videos, and if you're into die-cast cars, check out my other videos, and I appreciate all your support, and we'll see you guys later. All right, bye now.